Making a film like this required a tremendous amount of mental freedom, how not to censor your mind. And largely I wanted to break the whole mold of classical cinema. And I have made, films in that style before. But this time I really wanted to explore a very different kind of style and different kind of, like in poetry, one would say free verse, So I'm no more going to concede to the ideas of your, ideas and picture of Shiva or cinema or scene construction or anything.
And again, in the film, you're bringing in these many different influences, from the music to the use of other media. I mean, I was thinking of the cartoons and bits of Hindi film and all sorts of things you were doing there. But are you trying to locate your filmmaking in an Indian tradition at all? Or is this something that's bigger than India?
I haven't personally seen this kind of hybrid narrative in India, where essentially me and my writer wanted to create cinema of offense, The image is getting saturated, Image means nothing to us anymore. We just keep on seeing, nothing affects us. And we said, what could we do in this film, to push the boundaries, of the images. As far as we were concerned, we didn't want to make anything which was consumeristic, Like, you saw it and you consumed it and that's it, We wanted people to feel offended because life is offensive. So it was difficult for us to write these things. We were like, our hands were shaking when we were writing it, because we were afraid that if this whole thing falls apart, it's going to be Razzies, But what I genuinely think is that, according to me, the concept of independent cinema is cinema which does not concede to the ideas of violence and romance in its conventional sense, to me. So why art cannot be confrontational?
I mean, also I would say, particularly in Hindi film in recent years, we've seen a rise of the middle brow. It's slightly arty, it's aspirational, it's middle class, it tries to be classy, but it's not challenging. And that's really what makes it middle brow, rather than art. And this idea of actually making a film which is trying to challenge people, I'm not sure whether people are really used to the idea of cinema not just being entertainment.
I think so, that there is an appetite now, I mean, a film like Court, which is in a way for Indian audience was completely art house, It released and it ran to theaters, ran in theaters for 4 weeks, which is a great thing. So I think something like CRD, which is very subversive in its nature, the idea was to take all the commercial elements, a hero's journey, a hero's arc, hero, villain, side hero, side heroine, and a strong female character and everything, and then subvert this whole thing, and literally make it whole topsy-turvy, and then, find out how to be self-critical about this whole process. So we really deliberately wanted to, press these buttons, which heretofore earlier were not sort of, pressed. We wanted to be playful, we wanted to be, but at the same time, if you see the subtextually, it's also about how we treat women, The whole film is also about how Mayank treats female characters, and how this whole ideas of jingoism and division, and India-Pakistan, this whole war, and the joy that both countries get in kind of, demeaning each other. It's so sad, And in a way, it was also very much like an essay, of all the thoughts that I had on life and everything, including the kind of father that I would like to see of the girl whom I love, He would allow us to be in the house, and it's fine. It's beautiful. We really wanted to cast people who were very closer to the roles that we were doing, So we wanted new faces, So there is this obviously very author-backed roles, and many mid-level actors, were very keen to do it. But I said, if I want to take the boy as an underdog, he has to be an underdog in real life. I've realized, over the years that you really can tap into their potential only if you deeply know them.
And these were trained actors?
Yes. Both the male actors were from Film Institute, recently graduated, and the girl is from theatre, Pune Circuit Theatre, And so all of them are fairly new, but they have acted in theatre. Now, it's a very interesting story behind that dance. We were auditioning that boy, and he had studied dance for a year, and he was in Bangalore, and I was in Pune casting. And so he was supposed to come after 2 or 3 weeks, to come for the audition, and we waited for him. And when he came, I said, okay, just audition, and that dance was not there in my mind before, I was thinking, we'll see how Chetan sort of, subverts his whole play and what he comes up with. Let us together discover it. And then when he came for the audition, he actually just danced this. And I said, what is this? And he said, I've been studying this dance for a year. I said, this is your talent, this is the best thing that you can do. So let's do Chetan's play, based in this dance, And also there's an interesting attempt that we have tried to do in the film is that towards the end, when Chetan starts, telling this play, the whole boundary between what is truth and not, what is cinema, what is theatre, what is Chetan's narrative, all narratives just, merge into each other.
The narrative changes, reality blurs. And when we look at this, we see an entire kind of collection in the continuum of random emotions going everywhere. When you were putting this together, how many times did the storyline for you change and the script change? Because when it's so random, how do you put it together? Does it keep changing?
Well, it's a very beautiful question, very beautiful, because it's the whole narrative is not classical, and yet I'm a trained, you could say, just like a trained classical pianist, and I'm a trained film director and screenwriter, so I know, that how to build and bind it all together. I know which kind of risks I'm taking. At the time when I'm breaking that rule, I'm reminding the audience, I'm in a way sort of, telling them that, see, I broke it here, but it's all right, you're with me and we are on a different journey. So no, we improvised, I think 2 or 3 things we did improvise, which were only broadly in at the script stage. But that's what I have discovered after 15 years of film learning and making, is that sometimes, it's so important to work with actors, There is too much emphasis given on the script. But then once I attended a workshop many years back, I understand the meaning of it now by the famous French screenwriter Jean-Claude Carrière. He said on the first day of the shoot, the script must go to the dustbin. Because if throughout the film you're going to see at the script all the time, then your actors are going to be alienated by you, And so they wanted that. And this time I could do that, I was constantly looking up and I was saying, what can you offer? What can you do, So let's do that. So this basketball scene was where we could improvise, and then the dance, But of course, the dance was discovered during auditions. But that's how you discover many things, The greatness of working with these young people on an indie film is that you're not bound by the script and the agreements, and the insurance bonds and this and that. So when you're an indie film, I think we should take them complete independence, and try to experiment, at the risk of sounding very, very arrogant, which I don't intend to, but we are scientists and researchers. If we want to be as storytellers, as far as narrativity is concerned, we are scientists, and we must hibernate in order to discover new narratives.
Well, there are many, as you said, these many forms of filmmaking, and so I wonder if this is the start of a new kind of filmmaking in India, and if you'll find a name for it. We haven't got one now, but maybe in a year or 2 we will have.
I think so, yeah.
I think that's a marvellous note. I'm afraid we do have to end here. But this idea of what did we really see, how did it work, and these duplicates and who they were, I think to keep the element of mystery even after the questions. And thank you very much for coming.